Here we are with our Diamonds Are Forever sock. We're up to the heel. We're using Heather Made hand-dyed yarns. This one's in Kookaburra and light aqua. So we're up to here, and what we need to do is get ready to add our contrast colour for the heel. So we've got our working yarn up here. We need to slide these stitches onto a needle and get ready to work these stitches here, and then have these other stitches, and we'll just be working backwards and forth on this half of the sock. We won't be going back to the other side of the sock until we reach the top of the heel, and then we'll start working in the round again. So I'll show you how we do that now. This one's Raspberry Ripple, and we're adding yellow as our contrast colour. We've got our front stitches on this one circular needle, and we've got our back stitches with our loop out in the middle on another one, on another needle, size 2.25mm, and our working yarn is here at the end of our front of our sock. We've placed our ball inside. So now what we're going to do is push this needle up, come around with the other side of that needle, and we're doing the average size, and it tells us to slip 31 stitches. Then we're going to put our stitches that we're going to start the heel with, which for the average size is 12, we're going to slip them onto another needle, just so that I can show you where the heel is. If you've done a few of these socks, you don't really need to do that. You can just have the stitches on the two needles, but we'll show you where the heel starts with this third needle. So we need to slip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's half of them. So then we need to pull this needle down so we can put another 6 stitches on that middle needle for it to start our heel. And that should be 12. And that's what our heel looks like to start with. So our main colour, we haven't cut our main colour, it's inside the sock ready for when we've finished the heel, ready to knit again. And now our pattern tells us to turn our work. We want the wrong side facing us, and that's because we're going to be having some little pearl bumps. Just put some jewel accents all around our heel. So with that facing us, we can pull this needle out now ready to knit, and our pattern tells us to knit 12 with the contrast colour. Four, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm going to put that spare needle aside. We really didn't need that. It's just to show you where the heel starts. So we've got our 12 stitches to start the heel for the average size. And now our pattern tells us to yarn forward, slip one main colour, yarn back and then slip that main colour back onto the left needle, then yarn forward and turn, and that gets us ready for the next row. Now our pattern tells us to slip one contrast colour, that's our yellow, then knit 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's do that one again, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've knitted all our contrast colours, and each time we do a row we're adding one more of our main colour into our heel. Just pull that along now, ready to knit those other stitches one by one. We'll add them. Now we're on the right side. Normally with garter stitch you knit every round, but because we want the little jewels to show in the pearl, we need a purl bump on the right side. So only on the right side, when we get to our main colour that we're going to add in, we're going to purl that one. So we need to yarn forward so we can purl one main colour. Then we're going to yarn back and do our figure 8 wrap, slip one, yarn forward, place the slip stitch back onto the left needle, and then yarn back and turn, ready to do our next row. So that's all it is. We're doing a wrong side row now, so what we need to do is slip one contrast colour, yarn back, we're going to knit all our yellow ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and one more, 13, and that's added in our one main colour stitch into our heel. So next we have to do our little figure 8 wrap. So we yarn forward, slip one, yarn back, slip that stitch back onto the left needle, yarn forward and turn, and that's all it is. We're just doing a little figure 8 wrap around that stitch, pulls it in nice and snug, and you'll see when you've finished your heel how lovely and neat that makes it. So you'll just keep doing that until you get up to decreasing, and we're going to hide our decreases in our heel. So we'll be knitting 2 together, 1 stitch in, because if you do it too close to here it sort of gobbles up that stitch. So when we start, we're doing our heel turn, and then after we've turned our heel we'll just work straight up, and how we do that is at the towards the end of each row we'll knit 2 together inside the heel, and that's the only difference there. So I'll meet you back there. Okay, we've completed our heel. We have 7 main colour stitches at each end. So we need to retrieve our main colour, which we haven't cut free. I'll just keep mine in my sock so it doesn't get tangled while I do the heel. So now we need to, so our working yarns here, we need to slide these 7 main colour stitches onto our left needle ready to work. So we just slip those back onto the left needle. And we're ready to start working in the round again. So we tug that yarn up nice and firm there. We've picked up our main colour. Our pattern tells us then to knit 5, snug that up again, snug that up, 3, 4, 5, then we're going to purl 2 together, then we're going to purl across our contrast colour stitches, then we're going to purl 2 together and knit the last 5, and that completes our heel. Now we're going to continue knitting in the round again, and there you go. We have our little jewels right around our heel, all nice and neat, no holes, all snug and neat. Okay, enjoy the rest of your sock.